Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JD for a Wednesday episode of our daily stock market insights where we review your favorite stocks in the Philippine market. And before I get started, I'd like to invite everyone to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. And just a disclaimer, the technique I use in this analysis is mostly technicals, all right? But I can inject a few fundamentals if I have additional information. But using the Bollinger Band, the RSI, the candlesticks, volume, support, resistance, those are the key indicators that I use when I analyze our charts. Okay, now let's get started. I'd like to first kick this off with our index today. As you can see, we had a decline by 1.12%. From the previous day's performance with a 143 million on foreign selling. Let's try to also check which of the sectors had a profitable day and how the other sectors were performing. So as you see right here, we have 75 stocks who ended positively today, and 103 declined with 50 no change. And it's only mining and industrial sector who had a good performance today. But not that, it's unnoticeable change. But the rest, we ended red, probably because some of these are already in the profit-taking level. But we'll try to check the stocks one by one. And the way to go about this is we go to all stocks and sort this according to the highly traded ones. And since yesterday, actually for the past how many days now, SPNEC has been leading the mostly traded stock, or in terms of volume. We had a lot who traded SPNEC for today. Here, this is already the third day where we had some difficulty breaking the 1.61 level. We made an attempt because of this wick right here, but now I'm still putting our resistance right at this area. And we'll see if eventually we will be successful in breaking that. Although it would be healthier, if at least it could pull back a little bit. But the pullback is very manageable. Let's say just a slight pullback to 143. With that, at least, the rally or the growth of the stock would be more sustained. This is a much better healthier movement. If at least at one point there will be a few days, 2 to 3 days with a slight decline, allowing investors to add more volume into their positions, right? So for now, it's 161 for resistance and 1.42 in case it drops. You may also try this out. Maybe you could plot a Fibonacci retracement tool. You can start it from here, which is your lowest point. And I don't have to use this. I don't have to include the wick if my plan is to just include the body up here. So body to the body, and then if you want to include the wick, then you can include the wick up here. But I'll try to just use the body up to here. So if I will remove the line I created, these are the areas of where it could potentially bounce. Your 0.236, 0.382, 0.51. But in this case, our Bollinger Band is starting to come out here, and this is where your MA20 line is right now. So I think the area you can closely monitor would be 0.382 and then 0.236. Those are your threshold that if it drops, maybe you can allocate some funds you may want to consider breaking it into two parts, probably 50% here in the 0.236 and 0.382. Overall, SPNEC, the reason probably, and this is just my inference, the reason why this is really gaining popularity is because of the industry itself. Similar to ACEN, if I'm not mistaken, this is also into renewable energy. But let me investing.com. Let me open. What's the Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija? Nueva Ecija Corporation. Let's try to also check the other details we can find here in the other website. Solar Philippines. Oh, it's not yet here. So this is their website. You can also check this one out. Our company. Yeah, so we believe in the power of future with solar, which is on its way to dominating the energy. So pretty much almost the same business model as ASAN. And this is the direction that we are most likely heading. In fact, I think it's in the US, one of the initiatives that Biden is driving is really into the renewable energy. So I think this will be the direction of the future. So that's the reason why, similar to ACEN, SPNEC is also starting to gain popularity. So overall, if you're into this for long term, 1.61 level is still a very cheap area, considering the potential of the stock to really grow. And if they're able to manage their projects really well and their finances really well, then it could even be the next ACEN. And ACEN, now that I've mentioned ACEN, 950, the stock has declined, but overall really strong fundamentals into the renewable energy. That's why I'm very bullish with this company as well. Okay, so right here talking about the stock, the technicals, I already have plotted the area where it could potentially bounce, your 0.236 and 0.382. So it's up to you if you want to wait for that or if you want to go long term. My take here is anywhere. Right now, it's already on a resistance area. So maybe try to haggle for a few cents, then enter. Your BDO, pretty similar to how we're seeing the index. Your BDO also had a decline, profit-taking day for our big players. So this is your area of retracement, or if it pulls back, which is actually doing a pullback right now. Let's try to do weekly. Chances are we could even reach on a weekly chart very close to 124. Try to check that one out if you want to wait for that, which is very, very close to your MA20 line. So this area over here, 124, 125 level would be the area of possible bounce. But I still see a possible area of bounce nearby, which is a 126.8, because you have a resistance right here. So we cannot just neglect that. Chances are we could also have a bounce there. We already had a 2-day of possible support right there. So 126.8 and 124 would be your next area to watch out. All right. ICT also had a profit-taking day. That's fine because, of course, this stock has already challenged its previous high, right? Notice this. This was your resistance previously. We managed to break out of that, and now it is retesting, creating that possible support. So let's see tomorrow if we'll have a slight recovery. If it overshoots slightly lower than that, it's acceptable because it is an area. But right now, if I will plot a Fibonacci retracement right here, starting from this point perhaps to this point, let's see. very near the 0.382. See, that's where we plotted it, and that's a possible area of bounce. Let us see if tomorrow we are going to be successful and we'll see a recovery right away. ASAN. ASAN is giving us that confirmation. So yesterday I was very bearish. I was bearish because I said that this could just be a dead cat bounce and it might go back again. And I will just have to plot our support at this area where it used to be the support. And then let's review and check once again. The moment it stops right at 8.94, let's check if our RSI is still higher than the previous point at the same level. And with that, we'll have a bullish divergence and chances are recovery will happen next. MONDE, which is being closely monitored as well by one of our viewers here John. John is closely monitoring this. So hopefully you are already on a profitable position, and let's see. But so far this stock is just really is still on a healthy pullback. We're moving above the MA20 line, and this is the second day of profit taking, and we're very, very near our MA20 line, which could be an area of bounce. See that? So the reason why I have a strong conviction that this is going to most likely sustain and be respected is when you look to the left, you have your resistance right here, and previously a support right here. So very obvious lines that you could easily spot and plot some probably a line there to indicate an area of bounce. So that's how you plot your support and resistance. Always remember that your previous resistance, once we break out of that to the upside, chances are when it revisits and it pulls back your previous resistance could then be your support. So this could be your support, which is right at the MA20 line. So give it a day or two more. In fact, if you want to add more volume, this could be a good opportunity to closely monitor 16.20. Okay, your RSI is still good, just not much volume. So I think it's just stabilizing even more. Ali is respecting this channel for the past how many months now. That's your declining resistance. So maybe what you can do here is plot that what do you call this, asymmetrical triangle. This is the channel that this stock is respecting. So most likely we're sitting slightly lower than the MA20 line, so it might even go like this until the triangle is right over there, and then it will eventually break either side. So whichever is broken first, then that's the overall sentiment in the next coming days. But I'm expecting that it will first consolidate here. It will eventually create that constricted Bollinger Band, and then probably do even more sideways before it triggers. So if it becomes constricted, something like this, then it triggers to the upside. Chances are there will be a continuation in that direction. In this case, it did for a few days. That's the downside. We don't really know how long it will take for that rally to continue. In this case right here, when it triggered the upper Bollinger Band, you had a noticeable change, which was, let's see, that was a good 15%. But in this case, 15%. What about this? This one was at 12%. So probably we could also have something like that again, around 12 to 15% on average, if it breaks out of that constricted Bollinger Band. Okay, so far we have reviewed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 6 stocks. Okay, I'll have one more, which is my position. Because I have a a significant amount invested here, so I want to check this one out too. One thing I like, even though we had a gap down here, I know eventually we are going to close that gap, and we don't really know once we close that gap. At the same time, it's also right at the area of the upper Bollinger Band, so chances are, when we start triggering that side, we could also be recovering at the same time. So what's nice here is that previously you had your support right here, which is your lowest point. And now when it dropped, it is currently stabilizing at the higher low. So if it recovers again, this high over here, we might be able to create a higher high. Then the uptrend will now start to kick in. But at the moment, it's nice that we are already on the third day stabilizing at the MA20 area, which is 5.13. I know the SRO is around 4.88 if I'm not mistaken, which is very, very near wherever we are at the moment. So don't pressure yourself here if you're not able to catch the SRO. You can even trade it according to the price action that we have right now. So still at a very, very cheap level. If you have not entered yet, lucky you, because you're now entering at a very healthy level. For us, personally, my average here is around 8 because I had a good average in the beginning, but I was able to also buy at the 14 peso level right here when it reached this area. That's why it increased my average. But I'm okay. I'm still I still believe in the future of this telco. Although I'm managing my expectations, I am, as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm not expecting for it to reach around 1000 level. I'm happy with the 50 if the market gives us a chance at 50. Okay, I hope just enjoy this journey, guys. What's really nice is if you're able to manage your risk. I know some of it 8 peso. My average is 8. My and price right now is 5. If you're going to ask me, that's already a what? Let me just measure that. 8. That's already around 35% decline, but I'm still okay because these, although I said that the amount is a bit significant, but still within my risk tolerance, right? So I am willing to accept that even if it goes this level, because my time frame for this stock is on the wider or longer horizon, so I don't really mind. Okay, so enjoy the journey. Make sure that whatever amount you're going to put in here, ask yourself first, how much are you willing to take for that particular risk? Will you be able to sleep peacefully at night, even if your port is around 30%? If the answer is yes, because you have strong conviction of your objective to stay long term for a particular stock, then you have to what do you call that? Panindigan. You have to, yeah, panindigan mo siya. So that if a decline of this level happens, you're still fine. Okay. In fact, for some people, this should be an opportunity to add more volume because it's very cheap, especially for the big players. For instance, bank that are currently declining, and you know that they have strong fundamentals. Look at it as an attractive level where you can buy more. Okay, so I think that is it for this evening. I'm not expecting you guys to follow everything that I say here, because I understand you also have your profile. You have your profile, and time horizon is different than mine. So just use this. Use the things that are useful in your profile, but not everything, because I know my profile is different as yours. Or you can even just use this video as a source of entertainment, mga munting kaalaman every day. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. Let me know if you have some ideas on how we are going to proceed from here. I want to also give some variety on the videos I share. Feel free to make suggestions so that we can grow this channel and help more people in this journey. Okay. In the meantime, thank you for watching and bye bye for now.